Hey there guys, it's your boy Mix with another video on, well, the world of manga. And today I'll be talking about the newest chapter of One Piece, 1044 I think. And this video is going to be way more different than what I usually do with my chapter reviews. I won't break down the chapter like panel to panel and talk about each panel individually, but I will talk about the themes and the message and what I got from the chapter. And honestly, I am a bit concerned. Now, before I even begin, major spoilers. If you haven't read the chapter, don't watch this video. Unless, of course, you want to be spoiled and you don't really care about the series anyway. So, this is your last chance to leave, okay? So, basically, Luffy's devil fruit is not what we thought it was. It's not the Gomu Gomu no Mi. It's the Hito Hito Nika mythical zone no Mi, which is weird to say the least. But anyway, so it's basically this zone type has like a will of its own, and it has existed since forever, and it has been kept, secret by the world government and whatnot. And it contains like the soul of this, god-like creature, Nika. I think this is the very first instance of Oda making a mistake. So this whole video is going to be about why do I think this decision was a huge mistake. You'll see a lot of people, especially like hardcore One Piece fans, and I think some of them are actually fanboys. They're not fans, actual fans. Because let me tell you, a fan will criticize the creator if he sees a mistake, right? A fanboy would never do that. Everything that a certain creator makes, they consider to be holy and perfect. That's why I'm a fan of JoJo's. I'm a fan of One Piece. I'm a fan of Vinland Saga. I'm not a fanboy of any of these franchises, okay? So a lot of these like One Piece fanboys are gonna be like, but it was foreshadowed. And they've already found like these bits and pieces of information throughout the series that kind of hint to what happened. They're out of their minds. None of this makes sense, and I'll explain to you why. Okay? First of all, foreshadowing is more or less a literary technique. It's just a technique to convey a message or a story. It's kind of like a flashback or a flash forward. These are also like literary techniques. There's nothing inherently good or bad with using them. Just because you have a lot of flashbacks or a lot of flash forwards or a lot of foreshadowing, this doesn't make your story good. In fact, they can actually hamstring the narrative in some cases. So when people say, well, this event was foreshadowed, who cares? You can foreshadow a bad narrative decision. You can foreshadow an event that doesn't make sense narratively. Okay? So if anyone tells you, look, this event we knew was going to happen, it was foreshadowed, tell him it doesn't matter. You can foreshadow a silly narrative decision. Okay? So with that out of the way, the second reason why the whole foreshadowing thing doesn't work is because the series is so expansive nowadays and so huge with 1,000+ chapters that at some point every single verb or noun has been used throughout the story. I can bet money right now that the word rhinoceros, asparagus, fruitcake, I don't know, fishing rod, all of these words have been used at some point by someone So if Luffy turned into a rhinoceros who could like shoot asparagus and and fish using a fishing rod, I am certain people would be able to find these panels where these words were used, highlight them, and say, look, it was foreshadowed. The word rhino appeared multiple times in X arc or whatever. So, for both of these reasons, every single piece of foreshadowing is useless, is baseless. It doesn't matter. Now, let's get to the actual decision, which, again, it's a bit early to judge because we haven't had the entirety of the narrative and the arc hasn't concluded yet. So we can't even tell if this is a permanent thing, right? It could be something that just happens and then just for one arc and then Luffy loses its ability or whatever. But so far, this looks ridiculous. How Luffy was able to literally toy with the strongest character in the story, or at least one of the strongest, most resilient characters in the story, is ridiculous. Destiny essentially was forcing these events to happen. And it's almost like a chosen one theory. I get the feeling this is what we're having right now with One Piece. This is a chosen one theory. The chosen one. Luffy is the chosen one. And this doesn't work narratively with the story. Because Luffy literally started as a nobody. And I don't know, it just doesn't work having a character who's a nobody and then being the single most gifted individual in the world. And we've seen so many devil fruits and so many users, and it's so convenient that Luffy got this one devil fruit that, yeah, it just doesn't make much sense. And actually does mess with the power scaling with the story, because right now, Luffy's essentially the single most powerful being, only second to Emu, maybe. And yes, I know that's with a lot of asterisks, because there are the admirals who have more experience than him. So maybe they can use their devil fruits in a more clever way, in a smarter way. It's only been 2 years since Luffy started his travels. Come on. This makes me think that maybe the ending of the series is closer than we thought. Because right now, there's nothing that can stand against him. Unless, and this is my prediction, this is my theory, Blackbeard has another god, mythical Zoan devil fruit, which will be like a perfect counter to Luffy's devil fruit. Right? Which I think that's what's going to happen. And again, it feels weird. Another issue that I have with the story, and this is one of the main reasons why I've never been, and a lot of people have been praising One Piece for how expansive its story is, which is, again, not a good thing or a bad thing either. If a story is expansive and just it crumbles under its own weight, then that's a horrible thing. But then again, I see people saying, look at how expansive the world is. And I'm like, a semi-competent author with a little bit of fantasy, she can create something genuinely fun. I'm saying it's way easier to take a world and expand it than it is to actually wrap things up. This requires another level of ability. And I think it's time to see whether Oda has this ability. One of the best quotes or sayings I've heard about writing a story is how, in the beginning, the quill is light as a feather. But towards the end of the story, it becomes really, really heavy. because then you actually have to make conclusive decisions. You can't play around with the characters anymore. You can't create new situations. You have to wrap things up. And this is not a step towards a good direction. If anything, it overcomplicates things and it makes the story another chosen one fairy tale. The One Piece I fell in love with was a story about like 5, 6, or 7 goofballs that somehow found themselves on a ship and went around trying to get to the red line and trying to get to the grand line. And now, pretty much every single Straw Hat is this unbelievable miracle of nature, as if fate has like decided to use the most gifted individuals on this one crew. Sanji is, the son of Germa 66. You have Luffy, who's now pretty much the most gifted person in the One Piece world. Robin is, again, pretty gifted. And I'm certain that we will find out that Zoro is also gifted. He's kind of like a child that is born every billion years and has this soul of the swordsman inside him or something. And do you really need to do that? Did Luffy really need to have a mythical zone? Luffy was a bouncy man. He was just bounced around. And some of his greatest feats were just that. He used his devil fruit in innovative ways. Why does it have to be something special? Why can't you have an underpowered devil fruit, in fact, and have it be amazing? We didn't need an awakening. We didn't need this soul of this god, Nika, whatever his name is. We did not need that. Really, the guy who could stretch his arms can bend reality now? How does that sound, guys? I don't know. Leave your thoughts down below. Tell me what you think about all of my thoughts. Do you think Oda is actually going to stick the landing with the ending of One Piece? Did you like this decision about Luffy and his mythical zone, once in a billion years devil fruit? Again, I really like this series. I'm not hating or I don't want to disrespect anyone. But when I see something I don't like, I'll speak out and I'll tell you about it, because that's just how I am. So, what did you guys think? If you liked this video, hit like and smash that subscribe button. And if you liked my One Piece review / discussion, would you like to watch more videos like this about One Piece or other series? Also, check out my other content. Until next time, fellow devil fruit users.